you balance all this out? Going to the Super Bowl for the first time, knowing there's distractions, hearing what everybody says, yet keeping that laser focus, getting ready for the 49ers.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is in these first few days trying to get everything settled as far as getting family and friends at the game and everything like that, and getting them the tickets squared away, hotel rooms and stuff like that, so that now going into the week I can really focus in on the game plan and doing everything. And obviously I've already watched film Monday, Tuesday and stuff like that, but getting my family squared away first, and then now I can really just focus in on doing what it takes in order to win it.
How much are you leaning on Coach Reed and like the reps because they've actually been there, what preparation is like, and then holding training?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, really talking to those guys, seeing what the week's like first off. I mean, obviously we have a schedule of how we're doing everything, but seeing what extra free time I think I can pick up in order to either study more, get guys together, to get some more work in. Yeah, I mean, just using those guys and their experiences to really have an understanding of what we're going into and what to expect.
How much time did you allow yourself to celebrate the win on Sunday? It's a bigger win than the regular hit up in the
Yeah, I think just that night, I mean, just kind of with the family and friends and some of the teammates, just kind of just enjoying it. But then going in on Monday, we got right back onto the 49ers. And the good thing about this is we know who we're playing, so you can kind of use this extra week and really focus in on one team so that you can prepare yourself in the best way possible.
Patrick, what do you see at first glance? Maybe you got a chance to watch the championship game on a replay or film coming in. What are your first impressions of the 49ers and that defense that you're going to be facing?
Yeah, I think obviously they have a ton of playmakers on the defense, defensive line, linebackers, and secondary. But they have guys that have had experience, and they have young guys that are super talented. And so you can see that that the young guys have really grown as the years went on, as they've learned from other guys around. And they're very sound in what they do and the coverages that they play. And so for us, it's about just having to execute at a high level and knowing it's going to be a great challenge on every single play.
Patrick, shot a couple of TV commercials with Aaron Rodgers, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have you already, or will you call him and say, hey, what do you think? What did you see when you were out there? And steal some ideas after he just played?
Yeah, I haven't even thought about that. I might need to, but no, it's I do have a relationship where I can talk to him and text him and do stuff like that. But I'll probably just focus in on what we do here and what Coach Reed game plans, because I know he done a good job of game planning all year long.
Patrick, with all this extra time, how do you make sure they don't go to over analysis, spending too much time watching film with all the extra time?
Yeah, I don't think you can spend too much time watching film, but I think you can spend too much time trying to dissect every single thing. I think there's times where you're playing a team that like them, that they play their certain coverages and they play them really well, that you just have to go out there and execute. That's the biggest thing. The plays are going to be there. You're going to have chances in the game to have opportunities, but they're not going to be a ton. So when you do get those opportunities, just make sure you execute at a high level.
Any other championships you played with, even like in your youth level, that you could kind of fall back on, even if it's like T-ball championship or anything of that nature, that you could fall back on?
No, I don't think so. I played championship games growing up, but this is definitely a bigger one, probably the biggest one that's around. And so for me, it's just about, like we said, talking to Coach Reed, talking to the subs, all these guys that have been in these games, getting a feel for it, having to run out of the tunnel and then wait around a little bit before you get going, and kind of building and kind of containing your emotions and being able to get there and really just play football when it comes down to it.
Patrick, can you describe how Andy kind of emotionally connects with you and the team? It seems he's able to inspire but also calm you. I wonder how that works.
Yeah, I think it's just he's the same person every single day, same person if we're winning or if we're losing. He's going to have that same fire, but at the same time still being able to teach in the moment and really get the best out of every single person. I think that's a huge thing, and you've seen these last few weeks when we're down, and you've seen it when we've been up in games. We still have that same mentality of taking it one play at a time and trying to be great for that play.
And what other parts of that? His own connection with you directly. I was sort of joking with him the other day about you guys are completing each other's sentences, and he said you actually are. Have you caught on to that experience, or do you remember that happening a few times?
Yeah, it's happened before. Matt Moore has a great story about it one of his first weeks here. But no, it's just being on the same page in the game, knowing what he's going to call before he's going to call it, having the same feel for the game, and then making sure we're communicating. That stuff that Coach Reed does a great job with, as well as Coach Bieniemy and Coach Kafka.
Does he still do impressions of you?
Yeah, every once in a while he'll throw it out there still. So he keeps the room alive, I guess you would say, making sure that you know that he can still throw a joke here and there, even during a week like this.
Patrick, on the touchdown to Sammy, it seemed like you were getting pressure right in your face and somehow still managed to look downfield. It's just like incredibly rare. Is that something that you've always been able to do, or is that something maybe worked on? What's the key to that? Yeah,
I think it's something that I've always done is whenever I'm scrambling, keep my eyes downfield. I've never been the fastest guy, so I always want to get the guys like Tyreek and McCole and Travis and all these other guys and Sammy. And so for me, actually on that play, I left the pocket a little too early just because they did kind of a stunt with the D-line. I thought I could run for it. And as I saw it developing, I knew I kind of had to reset in the pocket. And as I did that, I got back through my reads, and Sammy was the guy I was going to go to anyways. And he did a good job of fighting through a holding penalty and getting downfield. And so I was able to get the ball to him in enough time that he can score a touchdown.
You've been here for a few years now. So you haven't been around this for 50 years like the city's been waiting for this to happen. How do you guys guard against winning on Sunday not being the destination? You know, did you have one more game and not let that part creep in because there's such a celebration right here because of Vince?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we celebrated that night, but I think the mentality of these guys in this locker room is that we want to get the big one. We want to not fall short. We want to make sure that we're going to the Super Bowl and that we can win it, and not regret not preparing or doing whatever it takes to do that. And I think as the guys in this locker room, we're going to take advantage of every single day. It's a long build for these next week and a half or whatever it is, but we're going to build every single day of just taking advantage of it and hopefully getting there and playing our best football and trying to find a way to win the football game.
When do you think it's going to hit you that you're actually there? Will it be when you get off the plane Sunday or opening night at Marlins Park that you got here in the Super Bowl? Give a chance to actually enjoy it before obviously you have to split your mind to get back to work.
Yeah, I think when I get on the plane and it's snowing and then get off and I'm sweating, I'll know I'm there.
Following up on that, look at the last 3 months you all have played in cold weather, maybe outside of Nashville. What's it going to be like now? Kickoff should be about 70 degrees when you all play for the championship.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. Coach Reed's been talking about it since the playoffs started, staying in warm weather shape, and I think he said something about that after the game. And so guys have been getting extra running in, getting extra stuff in to make sure they're ready to be in this opportunity and be in this spot. And so obviously we know going from snow and to 70, 80 degrees is going to be different, but we're going to make sure that we prepare ourselves physically and mentally to go out there and be able to play a full 4 quarters or whatever it takes.
Patrick, against the Broncos, you were mic'd up and asked, did I look like Lamar there on that juke? And then against the Titans on Sunday, you run that 27-yard touchdown, break some tackles. How much have you tried to emulate his game, just the respect that you have and that you talked about between players like Lamar and Sean? Yeah, I mean, I watch everybody in the league and try to see stuff that guys are doing. I think you do that as a quarterback when you're watching a lot of these great players. And so for me, I try not to, I know I can't juke like Lamar or do stuff like that. But I feel like I can't extend plays when I watch similar opponents, like I watch with Lamar playing the 49ers and seeing how he could extend plays, then I know that that's some stuff that I can take away, but I obviously can't run at the same agility or speed that he can.
Couple more guys. Talk a lot about Andy getting a Super Bowl, but Travis being after for 7 years. Just what's the sense you get of just how bad he wants this, given the success of his brother and just going through Alex and so on and so forth?
Yeah, I mean, Travis, he's played a lot of great football in his career, and I mean, I know he's super excited to play in the Super Bowl and get a chance to play for it. Obviously, he watched his brother do it and saw how much excitement and stuff that was, and so I know it's going to be an exciting moment. But I think the biggest thing for all of us is just being who we are, and that's stuff that we preach every single day. Is just we take advantage of every single rep. We let our personality show, and we try to find a way to win the game in any way possible.
Patrick, what was the Matt Moore story?
Yeah, it was one of the stories. You got to ask him. It's about how I completed Coach Reed's sentences one of the first weeks here, and he knew that's when we were on kind of the same wavelength.
From your perspective, just what kind of emotional lift was it to have Chris in uniform and then to see him play for the
Yeah, I mean, the way he's able to disrupt what the offense is trying to do, either it's sacks or just getting in the backfield and setting up for someone else to make a play. I mean, he's a special football player, and so for us to have him back, him knowing that he's battling through injury and he was still going out there and giving his best effort every single play, this bye week will let him get fully healthy, and then we'll be able to have him for a huge game and be able to have all our weapons.
Okay, thanks guys.